Avast behind there, this is Steve the Rev Hawkins, welcoming you to another wonderful podcast of Ship Shape and Bristol Fashion.
Ship Shape and Bristol Fashion, boys, along the harbour side. From Avon Gorge to Underfall, we'll heave and haul the line. Secure the barrels down below, bind them, tie and lash 'em. This vessel, she is certified Ship Shape and Bristol Fashion.
Hello and a warm welcome to Ship Shape and Bristol Fashion. I'm Justin and this is episode 3 of a podcast dedicated to all the amazing work of the Port of Bristol Shanty crew. I hope this podcast finds you well. If you are new to the podcast, then welcome. It's great that you found us. And like I said, this is a podcast to celebrate all the great work of the Port of Bristol Shanty crew. And if you're returning, welcome back. Thank you for picking us as one of your many podcasts to listen to. I hope you guys are well. We have gone through March and we've enjoyed Easter and of course maybe even lighter evenings. We just hope and we wait for the weather to get better. It certainly has been very damp outside. On this month's episode, we are going to be talking to Paddles and Doc down into the crew room, and we're going to hear from them about their experience to date as being part of the crew. We've also got a melody of music from the Trelawney Shout, which was an event to celebrate St Piran's Day. The crew came ashore to Chip and Sodbury and took part in an event to celebrate St Piran's Day. But first and foremost, we're going to pop down to the Signaller and hear more about what the crew have been up to. Well, it has been a busy month for birthdays, and if you are one of our Facebook shipmates and have had a birthday this month, then a special happy birthday to you all. And of course, if you've joined us recently, then welcome aboard. Facebook is a great way to catch up with what the crew have been up to and see some of the kind of live action of what they've been up to, from catching buses to venues to celebrating some of the events that they're going to be taking part in the future. There are 2 events coming up very soon that the Port of Bristol Shanty crew are taking part in. The first one, of course, is going to be a very posh affair where the Port of Bristol Shanty crew are going to be at the Bishop's Palace on Saturday the 6th of April. Now, this episode goes out on the 5th, so if you're quick and pop over to our website, you'll navigate to the link that will allow you to buy a ticket. Tickets are available and the evening is starting from 7 till 10 o'clock. And you can buy those tickets by following the link. They are £30 for an evening of sea shanty, where there's a fish supper and some fantastic performances by the crew. So just as a reminder, that is on the 6th of April from 7 till 10 o'clock. The next event that the Port of Bristol Shanty crew are taking part in, of course, is the Real Ale and Sea Shanty Festival. That's going to be on the 11th and 12th of May at Freemasons Hall in Park Street in Bristol. And again, pop over to our website. You can now book tickets. On Saturday, it's from 12 till 11, so it's 12 p.m. till 11 at night, and on Sunday, it's from 12 till 6 p.m. Both those events are available on our website at pobshantycrew.co.uk. And that link is also in the show notes.
Help me, Bob, I'm bully in the alley.
Way, bully in the alley.
Help me, Bob, I'm bully in the alley.
Bully down a shinbone now.
So
Help me, Bob, I'm bully in the alley. Way, bully in the alley. Help me, Bob, I'm bully in the alley. Bully down a shinbone now.
Now Sally's a girl down in our alley.
Next up, we're going to lower the anchor and take part in listening to some of the audio recorded from the Trelawney Shout. So like I said, we've here in Chip and Sodbury, we've run a show off to an event and we found the crew, and I've managed to grab Doc. Doc, how you doing?
I'm good, yeah, back at my old stomping ground.
Excellent. Well, it looks like it's going to be a fantastic evening this evening. There's lots of people looking forward to listen to you and lots of other bands that are here this evening.
Yeah, it's going to be a really good lineup because we've got the Seven Whalers here, we've got them Bristow Girls, and we're all just together to celebrate St. Piran's Day.
Yeah, absolutely. As a Cornishman, it's great to be here to celebrating that with you and everyone else. There's Cornish flags here, there's a Cornish band here. It's going to be a great evening.
There's a Cornishman in everyone.
I know, it's really good. So you got a couple of sets this evening. Any kind of highlights, anything to look forward to?
Well, it's interesting when you get lots of crews all singing on the same evening.
Yep.
Obviously, the audience can get a bit shanted out if you all sing the same songs. So
Yeah.
we've tried to go off piste a little bit tonight and sing some of our less well-known songs. And we're going to have a run out on our first public performance of Essequibo River tonight as well.
Oh wow,
we'll see how that goes.
It's going to be good. And there's quite a crew here this evening, isn't there? There's quite a few of you.
We got 7 out of 10, so it's
That's pretty good going.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good going. Excellent stuff. It's an obvious statement, but why is it so important for the Port of Bristol to be taking part in these kind of events?
Well, I mean, it's all really good publicity at the end of the day, and getting together with other groups, we all try to support each other. So if a crew are organising an event and they put an invitation out to other local groups to ask for support, it's good manners to turn up and show willing, and it means that we're raising money for the RNLI tonight because it's the 200th anniversary of the foundation of the RNLI. Since they were founded, they've saved over 146,000 lives.
Wow, that is fantastic. Well, a worthy cause to be part of this evening. Well, I'll catch up with you later. Thank you very much, Doc.
Cheers, Justin. The lady.
It's all part of being a pirate. You can be a pirate with all of your parts. It's all part of being a pirate. You can be a pirate with all of your parts. Away, all away, Joe.
And now I've got a Cornish girl, she just drives me crazy.
Away, all away, Joe.
Away.
Hey, all away, we'll all away together. Away, all away, we'll all away, Joe.
Hey ho, sailor, she was fair and pretty, I had to say. Hey ho, sailor, her smile, it shone like a set of pearls. Hey ho, sailor, it's no rain, no rain, never, no more. Will I play walk over? No, never, no.
Like in many ways, I think the best description that sums us up very well is the triumph of enthusiasm over talent. So we're going to start off with my dear friend Arthur singing Whip Jamboree. And now may I be of good cheer, for the Irish corn will soon go near. And then we'll set sail for the old Cape Fair. I can get your ropes, my son.
Whip, jamboree, all pigtails and man.
I thought I heard the Reverend say,
Drunk and acca-acca-too-la-yay.
Today it's a holiday.
Drunk and acca-acca-too-la-yay. Too-la-yay, oh, too-la-yay. Drunk and acca-acca-too-la-yay.
Greatest songwriters and singers the West Country has ever produced, Hadge Cutler. And this little ditty he wrote about the ferry that used to go across the River Raven from Pill over the Shire side, and the lads would have a few pints in the lamplighters and they'd go back on the ferry and have a few more pints in the Duke or the Star. So here we go. This is Hadge Cutler's little thing. It's the only song actually that the Vatican tried to ban. It's called Pill Pill. So it's subtle, I know. Subtle is my passion. Oh, when the nights be dark and stormy, and the bitter north wind blows across the fields from Shirehampton, where the muddy Avon flows, there the Pill lads gaily ride over on the ferry to the other side. The boat starts swinging, you'll hear them singing, rolling on the tide. We're rolling, Pill, Pill, I love thee still, even though I'm leaving. Pill, Pill, I love thee still, when the ferry boat starts heaving. Okay. Time now, in true Piran's Day fashion, to sing Trelawney, I hope, Cornwall, my home. We will vacate the stage.
Okay, are we ready, everybody? Here's a 1, 2, stand up to sing the national anthem. Thank you very much. Here we go. Ah, good sword and a trusty hand, a merry heart and true. King James is men shall understand what Cornish lads can do. And having fixed the when and shall Trelawney die, here's 20,000 Cornish men will know the reason why. And shall Trelawney live, or shall Trelawney die? Here's 20,000 Cornish men will know the reason why.
They fell to Alban the Creek. 14 ships had sailed the sea, proudly bearing aim and swing. But this one that will never again. Oh, Ellen Banning of the Iron Company. Oh, Ellen Banning, lost in the Irish Sea. At 1 a.m. in Ramsey Bay, Captain Cheer was heard to say, our contract is to deliver the mail. In this rough weather we must not fail. Oh, Ellen Banning of the
Essequibo River is the king of rivers, oh!
And now we got somebody, oh!
Essequibo River is the king of rivers, oh!
Bloody time, now we got somebody, oh! Somebody, oh, Johnny, somebody, oh! Bloody time, now we got somebody, oh! Somebody, oh, Johnny, somebody, oh! Bloody time, now we got somebody, oh!
Essequibo bosun is the king of bosuns, oh!
Bloody time, now we got somebody, oh!
The Essequibo bosun is the king of bosuns, oh!
Bloody time, now we got somebody, oh!
The Cornish tin miners, a lot of them went across to the United States because they were known as being the best hard rock miners in the world. And a lot of them came back again and they brought songs with them. And this one is called Little Eyes, and it was brought back by the miners from America, and it started to be sung all over Cornwall, and it still is to this day. So Ash is now going to sing
Had a dream. I dreamt that I was kissing you behind the garden wall, and she ship. Little eyes, I love you, honey. Little eyes, I love you. I love you in the springtime and the fall. Little eyes, I love you, honey. Little eyes, I love you. I love you the best of all.
So that brings us to the end of this evening's celebration of St Piran's Day. The Port of Bristol Shanty crew have had a wonderful evening, and it's been great to hang out with other sea shanty crews. The crew have now left, they're setting sail, getting ready for the next event, and I hope you've really enjoyed that fantastic melody of different songs that were sung this evening. So let's pop down to the crew room and talk to Paddles and Doc. Lovely. Okay. Well, hello, chaps. Welcome. It's great to have you here on the podcast Shipshape and Bristol Fashion. We are honoured and pleasured to have the Doc and Paddles. How are you both, gentlemen?
Very well, thank you, Justin.
Pretty marvellous. Can't complain.
Well, it's great to have you here. How's your days been? Have they been all right?
Yeah, I've had an interesting morning at the coalface. I have the privilege of working for our patient population as a GP in the local area, and that has its challenges and its blessings in equal measure. And today has been a blessing. Nice,
which I guess that's why they call you Doc. Great stuff. And Paddles, how you doing? You good?
I'm all very well. You see, I'm the youngest retiree out of the group.
Yeah.
So I had a leisurely day, taking the car for an MOT.
Wow. Did you pace yourself with that?
I did. Life at the heart, the sharp pointy end. It's hell, I tell you.
Not that I'm bitter and twisted, Justin, but I am the only crew member who is in regular gainful employment and paying in to the pension scheme that's supporting all of these freeloaders.
That is phenomenal. Not only do you offer your time freely for the crew, but you're also paying for their lifestyles too.
And he never lets us forget it.
Well, I mean, the last episode was fantastic. What I would say is the founder members of the crew, and you guys are clearly the younger versions of it. I mean, tell us all about how you came about being part of this wonderful crew.
Well, I owe my membership entirely to Paddles, actually, because there's always been two things on my bucket list. One was to join a shanty crew, and the other one was to join a Morris dancing troupe.
Okay.
And Mike knew that I wanted to join a shanty crew, and indeed I'd made sort of inroads into joining one a few years ago. But they got a bit sniffy with me and said, "Oh, we don't take anybody, We need, we actually are a professional outfit and rehearse regularly, and we need people who can sing." So I was overlooked then, but Mike was in the car when we had that conversation, and when Rev and Nobby decided that they were going to set up the marvelous institution that has become the Port of Bristol Shanty Crew, Mike said, "I think I know somebody who might be interested," and I got the call.
Nice. And you've never looked back. I mean, I guess this is a spoiler for our listeners. Are we expecting Morris dancing to now feature as part of the act, or is that just going to be shown?
Absolutely not, because Rev is allergic to bells and tambourines.
Yes. I've had those conversations with Rev. I certainly know his version of Christianity, and it certainly doesn't include a tambourine. Paddles, talk to me about how you got yourself connected with the crew.
The irony was I was helping move some scenery for something that I do, and it was Art. Art was there, and he was humming a tune of which I knew the words because I do enjoy sea shanties. I have for ages, taken the kids to go and see Fisherman's Friends live and things like that, the proper ones, not our habit of singing like we do. And as Art was humming, I started singing, then Art started singing, and I think it was Nobby. It was either Rev or Nobby was there at the time. We then fast forward about 3 or 4 weeks, and out of the blue, it was Rev, because Nobby appeared 3 or 4 weeks out of the blue, and when he started helping us move some other scenery for another event, and he started singing. And of course, I started joining in, and that's when he looked at me and, "Oh, do you like this sort of thing then, do you?" And then I was cajoled and mugged into joining.
Oh, what a great story. And I think you're suitably qualified because you do have a lovely Bristolian accent, which I think really resonates throughout all of the crew. And I think it really makes it when you hear you guys sing that has that kind of great twang that's there. Doc, you clearly are the more tech savvy of the group. I think you are the custodian of the website and try and promote as much as possible. I mean, what a great website you've got. And of course, that's probably been part of the way that the fans, the people that follow you, have been able to donate so much money towards you.
Well, I am the webmaster, and for those people who understand and share the same love as Doctor Who as I do, I am the webmaster, and you will obey me. No, it's I guess, you know, because I'm the youthful member of the group, Justin. You know, that's what it is. The rest of them are all, you know, knocking on the door of late 70s, apart from Paddles and Jeffer, obviously. But I have a dabble with our social media page, and I'm responsible for irritating everybody with regular posts on Facebook and Twitter/X and all that kind of stuff. But I can't profess to be an expert by any stretch of the imagination. It's a very, very, very steep learning curve.
Well, you're doing very well. Yeah.
Hey, Justin. We regularly get little WhatsApp messages and things along the lines of, "Guys, you've got to post this on your timeline. Remember to hashtag," or, you know, things like this constantly.
Yeah, well, that's the only way you get to reach out. And I think you're doing really well at it, Doc. So well done. And some of the imagery that's currently coming out with the events that you're all connected with over the next couple of months, it is looking fantastic.
I got to share a funny story with you, though, Justin, because, I mean, as I say, the whole social media gaff is completely new experience for me. And I was so excited when we posted a video of our rehearsal on YouTube. And I'll just see if I can fire it up on my phone, because we got a phenomenal number of likes on our page, and I couldn't really understand it at all. And I said to my daughter, "God, you won't believe it. We've posted this on whatever it is, YouTube, and we've had like 20,000 views." This is Nobby singing Santiana. And she said, "Oh, yeah, that's pretty good." I said, "What do you mean that's pretty good? There's 20,000 people who've seen our video. That's amazing." And she said, yeah, that's good, Dad. Well done." And I said, "Well, what's the most views that you've had on YouTube then?" And she said, 360,000. It's just frankly bewildering, isn't it? That you can get that level of reach into the. I mean, looking at it now, 25,000 people have watched Nobby sing Santiana. You know, who'd have thought that was a thing?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, bless. Well, you know what? Maybe she should be sharing some of your videos to get more of a reach and a much more of a fan base. Because we heard on the last podcast that a lot of young people are resonating with Sea Shanty, and you clearly are resonating with them too.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's all down to Paddles, because we're down with the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I think they just think we're sort of mildly quaint and parochial and entertaining and perhaps slightly
amusing.
I think a lot of it is down to the banter between Rev and Nobby particularly, but it's. I mean, Rev talked about the doozy gig on the last podcast, and that was just a bewildering experience. You know, I mean, Nobby was treated like some sort of rock god, and it was just the weirdest thing, because these group of fat bald old blokes went out and stood out on the stage and you know, did the shanty thing, and the room went mad. And ever since then we've called Nobby Williams, for obvious reasons.
But as you said, Paddles, I think, you know, it's important to recognise that some of this music they listen to as little people, haven't they? If they were well cultured with their parents or even grandparents, they would have heard this kind of music being played. So you can see why they can resonate with it. And you know,
most definitely. I mean, it's one of those things. It's like people sort of say about folk music. It has a history to it that extends way back, and you know, I'm a true believer that many stories were told through song, and it's just that lovely. It has that ability to engage people and get them to join in at times.
Yeah,
if it all goes well, you know. When Chuff does one of his piece de resistance of the closing song, it gets everybody involved and everybody has a good time, which is what it's all about, really.
Absolutely. And there's a great, which I hope I'll get Nobby on at some point to actually tell us about it. But there's a really good piece on the website which talks about the origin of sea shanty. And that's a great read because it gives you a bit of history of what's going on. But so there is an important, obviously serious part of this, and that is obviously raising money for the Teenage Cancer Trust. And Nobby mentioned on the last podcast that Mike, you know of the story, you know of the chap that is connected to the inspired component of this, but obviously it's such a great charity, isn't it?
It is indeed. And the young man, my wife used to work with his mum, and I knew his mum through the same sort of occupation type thing. So that's how I know the family. And it's a terrible disease, and it strikes those people at a time in their life when you would normally think they've got everything going for them.
Yeah.
So it's really nice to be able to give them some experiences and such as would normally be put into a lifetime. You've got a limited time, so you've got to try and squeeze everything you can, but that doesn't come without a cost.
No, of course. And to date, at this point of recording, you're just over £27,000. That is a phenomenal amount of money.
Yeah, I mean, it's astounding actually, because we just never expected it. I mean, we have been incredibly well supported by all of the people that sort of follow and encourage us. Whether they pay us to be quiet and go home or not is hotly debated. But I mean, the other thing for me, Justin, particularly with the Teenage Cancer Trust, is they are such a supportive charity for us as well. I mean, I've done a bit of fundraising for other cancer charities in the past, and support is almost assumed and taken for guaranteed sometimes, but actually our relationship with the Teenage Cancer Trust is they couldn't do more really to support us and encourage us and promote us. And every time we raise more money for them, we always get acknowledgement from them. We always get a recognition and a thanks. And in fact, Rev and his wife Caroline today have gone up to the Royal Albert Hall because Roger Daltrey, it's his swan song this year actually, but he's been a patron of Teenage Cancer Trust for a number of years and has organised annual music events for a week at the Albert Hall for kids and families who've been affected by cancer.
Yeah.
And we were offered the opportunity to send two of the group up to go and see one of their shows. So they're up there sat in the auditorium at the Albert Hall as we speak, and they are regularly WhatsApping us with all sorts of photographs of their shenanigans. So it's just great that we get the the acknowledgement and that sort of continued support to which motivates you to do more and raise more. And
of course.
We don't actually really have to work very hard, because we just sing and we turn up, we have a bit of a giggle and a sing along, and we enjoy each other's company. So it's no great labour, but if we can generate some cash for a worthy cause at the same time, then fantastic.
Well, listeners, if you are listening to this thinking I've got a few loose coppers in the back of my pocket, or I want to donate some more than that, then please do pop over to our website, which is pobshantycrew.co.uk, and there's a very big donate here button that you can press.
I'm going to say, Justin, the other nice thing about them all is a lot of these events frequent round ale houses.
No, never let it be said.
Which always helps the lubrication of the vocal cords.
Of course. And on the subject of ale, you clearly have an event coming up very soon, which I very much look forward to being a roving reporter for that event, and maybe even both days. Do you want to tell us all about what's coming up on the 11th and 12th of May?
Well, on the 11th and 12th of May, we have been invited to share in the opportunity to participate in a real ale and shanty festival, which is being held in the Masonic Hall on Park Street in Bristol. And it's spread over 2 days, the Saturday and Sunday. And we've got a load of shanty crews from South Wales and the southwest of England, all coming together to sing. Well, they call it singing, but to
have a good time.
Speak some words to a tune vaguely, and there are also going to be 20 real ales and some additional sort of ciders on tap for people to sup and enjoy. So we hope not to make too many people's ears bleed, but it should be a successful event, and the shanty crews are all coming together to raise money for local charities, which will primarily be the RNLI, because that tends to be the organisation that most shanty crews support, but we'll also be raising money for Teenage Cancer Trust and the Underfall Yard in Bristol, and a few other local charities as well.
The RNLI is close to everyone's hearts within the sea shanty world, isn't it? And they're celebrating something monumental this year, aren't they? 200 years, I think, isn't it?
200 big years, yeah. They actually have their own shanty group, the 85ers, who are good friends of ours. Sadly, can't join us on the weekend because they're very busy. They've sung for the king, don't you know, at his coronation, and so yes, they're in a different league to us probably, but they won't be able to join us on the day, but certainly will support their charity.
Nice. Well, that looks fantastic. And if you're interested in taking part in that Real Ale Festival with some beautiful singing along the way, again, go to our website and you will be able to follow the link, and there'll be more information there to book tickets. But before then, of course, you've got another event coming up, which, I mean, you guys are so busy. You've got so much going on. And if you ever want to see what they're up to, then do click on their website, because it does talk about where you can see them. But you've got a She Shanty in Styles.
Well, that one's at the Bishop's Palace, don't you know?
Wow.
In Wells. I always find it difficult to talk about the Bishop of Bath and Wells without thinking about Blackadder, but we are nevertheless going to be singing at the Bishop's Palace in Wells on the I think is it the 6th of April? Somebody will have to remind me. But there's an evening of fish pie and ales, while we do 2 musical sets of traditional shanties and a couple of local Bristol songs chucked in for good measure.
Nice. That is on the 6th of April. That is going to be exciting. That's 7 till 10, of course, at the Palace, or the Bishop's Palace. That sounds great too.
Tickets on the Bishop's Palace website.
Oh, look at that! It's good.
But, yeah, good. We'll have to be on our best behaviour for that occasion.
Best dress. clearly Nobby told us last time on the podcast that he's got great aspirations to be singing somewhere within Glastonbury at some point. But chaps, I mean, where do you see the Port of Bristol Shanty Crew in a year's time?
I'm gonna defer that one to my learned colleague, if I may.
How are you? Oh, bless you, Mike. Thank you. Justin, we just do this for a giggle, to be honest. We're not at all highfalutin and have no ambition or expectation to do anything other than what we enjoy. We're 10 blokes who just enjoy each other's company.
Yeah.
We have a good sing-song together. Shanties are nice, straightforward, melodious songs. They have a simple TikTok rhythm that everybody can join in with. There's no complexity to it. It's just something that people can spontaneously join in without knowing the words or the tune. And there's no sort of judgment of vocal ability. We just stand up and express ourselves, and it's good. As a GP, singing is good for your brain. It's good for your mental well-being, and probably reasonably good for your physiology as long as you don't drink too much beer at the same time. But I think that, I mean, Rev's, bless him, he's always had an ambition to sing at Glastonbury in any way, shape or form. So if you ever ask him what our target is, then that would be the ambition that he would vocalise. But for us, we're just as happy singing in the Welly in Horfield, or down at the Locksbrook Inn in Bath, or wherever, whoever wants us, whoever's prepared to listen, we're happy to just come and hopefully give you a bit of entertainment and enjoyment. And if everybody feels that they've left with a bit of a spring in their step, then we're happy.
No, I think the other thing, Justin, is we have to be honest. We have been more successful than I think most of us ever had the inkling that it could be. Yeah. And as a result, the number of times that we have things on is, we've got an awful lot of events and things that we're doing. And that's why there's some people who say, Frank, there's 10 of you, isn't that an awful lot? Well, we seldom, and I think to date, we've only managed it about 3 or 4 times. Docker know better than me, that we've actually managed to get all 10 of us together at the same time.
Yeah, I hear that. I think, I resonate with you, Doc, that it is really all about just having fun. And I guess, Battles, it's worth just reflecting on the fact that as a newly retired chap, it's quite nice to have a social scene with other chaps to hang out and talk and just be together, having fun together.
It is actually good for your mental, in all sincerity, it is actually good for your mental health, because it gives a conversation focus to the house.
Yeah.
Because you can fall over each other when you're at home all day with each other. So, yeah, it's nice to have that space, and also to have a topic of conversation which isn't what we got for tea, love.
Yeah, no, of course. And you get to, have a chat with the other chaps when you're out there singing and drinking your ales and ciders. Very lovely.
And walking the dogs.
The other thing is that it has, it's not just a group. It's not just the chaps. Our wives and partners have all kind of come together in a very similar way. Our kids get together as well.
Yes.
So we have actually become a bit of a family unit, and it's I think probably out of everything, that's our personal USP that other people won't see, but we're a good group of we're family focused friends.
I'm not sure if it was for a late Christmas meal or an early Easter one, but we all ended up in a local pub with our respective partners, and that ended up in a little bit of a sing-song as well. That
we emptied the pub, didn't we? It was brilliant.
We did empty the pub.
Excellent. Oh, I love it. Well, chaps, thank you so much for spending the time talking to me, and I'm looking forward to talking to you again in the future, and our paths will definitely cross on an event where we'll record your dulcet tones for the podcast.
Thanks very much, Justin. Nice to
Thank
chat.
you, Justin.
Thank you. So that's it for this month's episode of Shipshape and Bristol Fashion. It's great to hear what the Port of Bristol Shanty crew have been up to, and if you have enjoyed this podcast, then please do share it with your friends. So fair winds and following seas, and we look forward to meeting you again next month.
Shape and Bristol fashion boys along the harbour side. From even gorge to underfall, we'll heave and haul the line. Secure the barrels down below, bind them, tie and lash 'em. This vessel, she is certified ship shape and Bristol fashion. So haul away me laddie boys, haul away you're free. Haul away me laddie boys and save a drink for me. Haul away me laddie boys, haul away you're free. Haul away me laddie boys and save a drink for me.